When I was a 16, 17-year-old girl, I would babysit for a set of twin 8-year-olds that lived across the street from me. It was the ideal summer job. I ferried them to and from various activities, and in between we spent nearly every second outside. Every day was a new adventure. Adding to the fun, the twins' family owned a medium-sized sweet-as-pie poodle mix who loved people more than anything. This dog was incredibly smart, gentle, and loving. She wouldn't have harmed a fly. We could count on her to go on adventures with us. She would follow us at a fast pace, exploring on her own, but always keeping us within earshot. Whenever we met new people, she would gleefully bound towards them, eager to lick them and get pets and express just how happy she was to see them. She was the best. I remember one summer late morning, we decided to spend a few hours drawing on the front driveway in chalk. The kids drew and rolled up and down the street on their scooters, while I laid on the driveway with the dog, soaking up the heat. Not many adults were around. It was a weekday, and most were at work, but we couldn't have felt safer in the midday sun in the safety of our suburb. Occasionally, a neighbor would walk down the street, and the dog would sidle up to them in greeting, while I spent a few minutes making small talk. This continued for a while, and I was getting really relaxed by the heat and the sound of the kids playing and laughing. The dog was resting beside me, dozing, when suddenly I heard a low growl coming from her. It was a noise I'd never heard her make before, and it took me by surprise. I sat up and looked around immediately, and there, coming down the sidewalk towards me and the kids, was a man I'd never seen before. He was older and a bit haggard looking, and he was watching us like a hawk. The dog was having none of him, and her growl slowly got louder and more intense as he meandered towards us. This should have been a sign to me, but I didn't know anything. I was 17 and too young to understand to trust my gut. All I knew was to be polite. He stopped with a laser focus on me and started trying to have a conversation with me. This was normal. Other people had walked by and done the same throughout the morning, but he was asking weirder questions. Questions about our plans for the day, what I was doing with the kids, where their parents were, etc. It was unnerving, but he was an adult, so I tried to answer in a polite but vague a way as possible. He kept trying to get closer to me. The children were mercifully racing away on their scooters for most of this experience, and his gaze turned into something more like a leer. Anytime he moved near, though, the dog would grow louder, and she started barking viciously. I'd never seen her act like this, and it actually got to a point where I was holding her back and trying to calm her down, all while apologizing for her behavior. He faltered in the presence of her. Even though she wasn't big, she was standing her ground and protecting me, even though the threat hadn't materialized in my mind. Just as quickly as he had been coming closer, he backed off, said a quick goodbye, and hurried down the street. I never saw him again, and in the many years I babysat for that family, I never saw their dog behave that way either. I've always wondered if she sensed some threat from him that I wasn't able to pick up on that day. I truly think she protected me and the kids from something awful. It could have been nothing, and you're reading this may think it's silly to even write about it, but I've never forgotten that encounter.